Hi, Clarity family. Welcome to your reading. Listen, somebody is watching you in silence, but guess what? While you become untouchable. And we're going to get into that energy. But first, I need you to meditate here on the three cards and pick the one that calmly draws you the most. This is card one with the teal blue glass crystal and the star card. Card two, the tangerine glass crystal and the moon. And card three, the yellow glass crystal and justice. All right, so let's get straight into your reading. Hey, Clarity family, pile one, welcome to your reading. Today's message is they are watching you in silence while you become untouchable. And you already know how we do it over here. Not a damn thing is sugar coated. So let's get straight into it. Pile one, your energy pulled you here towards the teal glass blue crystal, right? And the star card. Well, let me just say this right now. Somebody is silently pressed. It's like you don't even talk to them anymore, and yet they're still tuned in. Like your life is a private premiere they didn't get invited to. So, yeah, honey, they are watching from the sidelines and hoping to catch a glimpse, a sign, a moment, anything to feel like they still matter in your world. But what is really what they are really witnessing is this. Honey, it's your glow up. The star card energy, baby, you're out of reach. And you're not just healing, you're radiating. You are becoming this version of yourself that doesn't chase, doesn't beg, doesn't explain. And let me keep it real with you. That silence that you have been holding, it's screaming. Honey, it's screaming confidence, it's screaming power, and it's screaming, you had your shot. And now I'm chosen by me, by source, by my future. So, yeah, this person, they didn't expect you to rise like this. And they thought your light would flicker without their attention, but instead you built your own spotlight and walked straight into it. And now they can't take their eyes off of you. Okay. So, what's even more wild is that they want your attention, but they don't know how to earn it anymore. And they don't even know if they're worthy of it now. Okay. Because you, pile one, you have elevated. Okay. Way past their level of access. And yet, honey, they are still watching quietly, faithfully, secretly hoping to be seen again. But you're untouchable now. You're untouchable now. So, okay, let's go ahead and pull your next card and just really see where this energy is headed. And remember, I will be summarizing your entire energy at the end of this reading based on the overall frequency. Okay, so also, if you are ready for your own personal reading where we dive deep into your situation with no filter, honey, the link is in the description. All right, so let's get more insight. Thank you, Spirit. All right, so what is the energy as it does relate? What is coming through? You got the siren. Okay, we're going to pull another card, and then, of course, I'll read both energies together. Let's see. You got a sextile, which is an aspect in an astrological birth chart. For example, you can have a sextile between the planet Venus and the planet Mercury, right? And it says opportunity. So this is a clear sign that Spirit is, baby, opportunities are all around you, and Spirit is going to make sure that you not only recognize those opportunities, but you synergize with those opportunities. Okay, this brings promise. All right, this is the universe communicating with you and working in your favor. And guess what? This person sees it. And honey, they are low-key spiraling because they're like, why does she get to do everything? Well, listen, I'm going to tell you the answer to that, all right? So let's see. Thank you, Spirit. We're going to start here with the siren energy. Okay. Listen. Let me tell you. I want to tell you this combo, the opportunity that's orbiting you, that sextile is not just an astrology term. It's like a divine setup. Okay. So what I'm seeing here is that this is alignment. This is ease. That's the universe sliding blessings into your life. Like, hey, babe, just say yes. Okay. So this is spirit saying, I'm opening doors for you that you didn't even knock on. And you're about to see exactly why you had to let go of what wasn't aligned, okay? Because the real offers, the real people, the real purpose, they are arriving now and they're ready to co-create with your frequency, all right? So talking about the siren energy, honey, whoa. This is you walking into rooms without speaking and people feel it, okay? Because that's your aura doing the talking, your silence becoming the bait, and your magnetism being the trap that they can't escape, okay? And yes, let's address it. Let's address the big elephant in the room, okay? This person is spiraling. Like, wait, how is she still rising? How does she get to have peace, power, and presence? Why does everything fall into place for her? You want to know why? Because when you choose healing, the universe chooses you back. Okay? Because you stopped begging for crumbs and started building empires from within. You stopped proving yourself and started protecting your energy. You stopped chasing and turned into a effing lighthouse. And now every aligned opportunity is orbiting your name. Okay, because you're not just being seen, you're being selected by spirit, by destiny, by the next level version of you that refused to fold. Okay, so let's see here. So, honey, yeah, I'm going to just say it. Baby, they're watching you in silence. And spirit is making damn sure they witness the reward for all your unspoken sacrifices. Okay. Power one, don't move because I'm about to summarize your entire energy based on the teal blue glass crystal and the star card. We're going to do that after. The summary will come after your next few cards. So let's get to the next one. Thank you, Spirit. What is the energy as it does relate? What is coming through? Attached to my ex. I'm attached to my ex emotionally, physically, and spiritually. I need time and space to break this connection, honey. Whether this is an ex, a romantic partnership, or what, this person is attached. AF, okay? Attached to you. That's why they're still watching. So yeah, it makes perfect sense, doesn't it? Hiding in the shadows, probably stalking your socials. Well, I'm gonna break it all the way down. We're gonna find out what's really going on. Let me just say this, honey. Girl, I would just say thank you, Spirit. Okay, because this is like, say less. Say less. Because this is the confirmation we've been waiting for. This person attached. It's like they're out here talking to people and pretending they're good, pretending they're unbothered. But the truth is this, they're not free. They're haunted. Every move you make still echoes in their chest. Every glow up post, every healed boundary, every time you don't respond, it's eating at them. And baby, that's why they're still watching you in silence. Okay? Because to them, this isn't over. They are still energetically tethered to you like a life source, okay, that they can't unplug from. Romantic or not, this is soul level attachment. And let me keep it all the way real. They have built parts of their identity around access to you. So now that you have pulled back, they're spiraling. Because without your energy to feed off of, they're starving for meaning. Okay? You were the light that they got comfortable basking in. And now that you're becoming untouchable, they don't know who they are without your warmth. Yeah, so of course they're hiding in the shadows. Of course they're quiet because they know that you feel the pull. You feel the pull. But you're not falling for it this time. Not again. Not after all that healing. You are finally shifting from codependent cords to sacred space. And that's why you're getting blessed. That's why these sextiles showed up. Okay? That's why the star, you were attracted to the star. Because you are no longer available to be emotionally held hostage. No. Mm-mm. And baby, listen, that's exactly what breaks this cycle. Okay, so let's keep going. I want to get to the root of this. Let's go ahead and pull your next card to see what's been hidden and what you're meant to release for good. All right, so let's do it. Thank you, Spirit. What is the energy as it does relate? Let's get this next card coming through. All right, what is the energy, Spirit, as it does relate? What's the energy? Mother, nurturance, patience, unconditional love, and the joy in giving birth to life. Okay, but I'm also picking up a shadow energy here with the mother energy. All right, smothering or abandoning children, instilling guilt in the children for becoming independent. And I feel like the way this person does communicate in relationships, whether it be emotionally or physically, spiritually, it has a lot to do with their mother dynamic. Okay? Not saying that this person's mother was a bad mother, not at all. This person's mother could have been a very accompanying mother, but also could have been accompanying, but maybe just a little distance or maybe a little stern, right? But what I'm really picking up is this. Let me just say it. Okay. Let me just say it. This one is layered because, like I said, we got nurturance, patience, and unconditional love, and the joy of giving birth to life showing up loud, okay? But don't let the soft tone fool you because underneath is divine mother, okay? Is this divine mother frequency, okay? Now that divine mother frequency is a shadow that's been running the show. So let me break it all the way down. This person, the way they communicate, attach, and even sabotage connections, it's got their mother's signature written all over it. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying that their mama was toxic, cold, or cruel. In fact, I'm picking up that she might have been deeply caring, protective, or even very involved. But here's the shadow twist. Her love might have been conditional or quietly controlling. And maybe she thought she taught them love equals loyalty to the point of self-sacrifice. Maybe she was emotionally present, but didn't model emotional responsibility. And maybe she supported them, but with unspoken expectations attached, like guilt, obligation, or that classic don't forget who was there for you type of energy. And now they do the same thing. They confuse love with enmeshment, okay? Because they confuse silence with safety. They confuse distance with punishment and closeness with possession. So this person has internalized their mother's voice as their inner compass, but that voice has never been fully questioned. So in relationships, what happens? Well, they show up loving and giving, and maybe even protective, but then suddenly pull away or guilt you for being independent or resent you for needing space. Because on a soul level, they still haven't learned how to separate love from control, nurturing from smothering, presence from codependence. And this is key. They are terrified of being abandoned, but equally terrified of true intimacy. Why? Because somewhere deep down they believe love has a cost, and your freedom feels like a threat to that old wound, okay? But you, pile one, you're the pattern breaker. You're not just healing yourself, you're triggering their unhealed origin story just by existing in your light. And that's why they are watching and spiraling and craving your energy without knowing how to hold it, without caging it. Okay, so let's keep going. Let's pull your next card and see what this connection is really here to teach you, because you already know we'll wrap up with your total energetic summary based on the energy that comes through. And also, if this feels like your exact situation, honey, I got you. Or if you have another question that you'd like to dive into, such as your career, your finances, or your future, book a personal reading using the link in the description, and let's get to the root of all connection. All right, so let's go ahead and pour your next card. Thank you, Spirit. What is the energy as it does relate, and what do we have coming through? All right, you got the Lyrans, Lyrans. This is strength, courage, and bravery. And this card here is from the Mystic Martian Oracle deck. All right, so let's see. I'm going to tell you what I'm picking up. All right, thank you, Spirit. Okay. Listen, this is deep. Because, honey, when the Lyrans show up, this is not a joke. Listen, we're talking ancient courage here, spirituality and royalty, okay? Because this is soul DNA that remembers who the heck you are, even when you forgot, and paired here, right? With the mother energy. Spirit is saying it's time to let the real you come through unapologetically. Now, here's what I'm picking up crystal clear. You are no longer meant to shrink to fit into anyone's comfort zone. Okay? Not theirs, not society's, not even the version of you that played small just to avoid being too much. Because this person, they got used to the version of you that dimmed your light. Just enough to keep the peace. Okay? Because they love that palatable, right? You. The one that they could digest, the one you wasted, explained, made space, and gave grace even when it drained you. But now, you're not doing that. And it's triggering the heck out of them, okay? Because the Lyrians, right, are here to remind you, you were never meant to be digestible. You were born to lead, to command energy, to walk into a room and shift the frequency without saying a word. And with the mother energy coming up showing here, right? You're finally giving yourself permission to do that, to be bold, soft, powerful, and divine, right? Wild, all of it fully. And this person, whoever they are, honey, they are watching you break every box that they tried to place you in. And baby, it's scaring them. It is literally scaring them because they can't predict you anymore and can't control the access. Can't guilt their way back in. You are rewriting your identity in real time. Okay? Yes, you are saving, okay, yourself. This is the SOS season, spirit, okay? And you are also saying, I allow all of me to exist, even the parts that they couldn't handle. And the Lyrians, they're backing you with that ancient bloodline courage. They're saying, you didn't come here to bend in or to blend in. You came here to lead the light. So yes, they're watching, but baby, it's you who holds the power now. Okay, so let's keep going. And let's pull your next card to see how this elevation shifts and what you attract next, because your energy field is already changing. And remember, I'll summarize your total energy at the end of this reading based on the teal blue glass crystal and the star card that you came here to. All right, so let's go ahead. Thank you, Spirit. All right, what is the energy as it does relate? Let's get your final card in here. You know what? I am called over here. All right, so let's see. You know what we're going to do here? Thank you, Spirit. What is the energy as it does relate? You got the moon, hidden secrets. And also the moon rules over the mother. So this is a synchronicity, okay? This is shadow energy. We did discuss that shadow energy coming through. And also dreams and intuition. So I can just see that this person is dreaming of you. The moon also rules over the zodiac sign of Cancer, right? But let me just say this. This is deep. As with the other cards that came through for you. Okay, so let's see here. I want to organize your cards so that you can see everything. All right, okay. Let me one second here. Boom, boom. Okay. Look. Because we have already tapped into that shadowy mother energy, right? And here comes the moon. Here she comes. It's a divine symbol of the mother, the subconscious, the unseen, the emotional tides that they don't know how to ride. Let me tell you what's happening here. This person is dreaming of you. Not metaphorically, not just thinking about you. I mean, your energy is literally showing up in their dream state. Okay? You're haunting them, but in the most poetic way possible. And here's the part that they don't understand. It's not just longing, it's recognition. Because you represented emotional safety to them. And now that you're gone, that inner child wound, the one tied to that distance, unavailable or emotionally restricted maternal energy, it's wide open. See, the moon reveals what we try to bury, okay? And this person, they buried a lot. They buried a lot, okay? So you got regret, shame, abandonment fears, control issues, masked as love, okay? Unspoken apologies that never made it past their throat chakra. And now the moon is dragging all of it to the surface. This is also a Cancerian echo. And what did we say earlier? Okay? This is the thing. Of course, you're the one showing up in their dreams. You're the emotional activation, the reminder of what love could have felt like if they had healed first. But instead of facing the truth, . Instead of facing the truth, they are lurking in silence, dreaming about you, avoiding their reflection and calling it closure. Let me say this loud. You are no longer responsible for what they refuse to feel. Yes, they miss you. Yes, they feel you. But unless they're willing to do the work that the moon is calling for, they cannot follow you into this next level. You are in the light now, and they are still hiding in the shadows of their own story. Okay? So let's go ahead and summarize this total energetic frequency. And I'm also picking up some more hidden ish. Y'all know what ish is. I'm picking up some hidden ish, and I'm going to put it here in the summary. Thank you, Spirit. But we're going to summarize this total energetic frequency. All right, here we go. Give me 1 second. Let me just take a sip of tea, okay? Because this tea is piping hot, but literally. All right. Power one. Listen. You were drawn here to the teal blue glass crystal in the star card, and that alone already told me that you're the glow up that they didn't see coming. You're the wish they didn't know how to treat right. And you're the one who alchemized pain into presence. And now you're untouchable. This entire reading has confirmed it. Okay. Someone is watching you from the shadows, and not just out of curiosity, but out of soul level regret. They thought your love would stay on layaway. And y'all, some of y'all know what layaway is. I know I grew up during a time with layaway. And honey, my mama used to put her stuff on layaway. And we were still excited and grateful to get it. Okay, but this is the thing. They thought your love would stay on layaway. And they thought you'd stay available while they sorted their mess out. But you didn't wait. You rose. Okay? And now you're surrounded by opportunities here with the sextile energy. Stepping into your cosmic power, the Lyrians, and allowing your full self to exist without apology. But let's talk about the hidden ish, because you feel it too, right? There is something deeper, and I'm going to say it clearly. This person has unhealed patterns that started with their mother dynamic. That whole vibe of loving through guilt, abandonment, or subtle control, it's still driving the way they show up in relationships. And when you stop playing the caretaker, they lost their emotional compass. But you saw through the illusion. You felt the tug of war. And you chose peace over performance. And now that you have emotionally detached, they are spiraling into silence, watching your freedom like it's a crime scene. Okay? Even in their dreams, you're showing up. And not because you reached out, but because your energy is too elevated to ignore. The moon exposed their shadows. Their old ways won't work anymore, and they know it. So here's your power pile one. Keep walking in your light. You're not meant to dim for people stuck in delay. Stay open to the aligned blessings that are orbiting you now, because you're in your magnetic era, and release any guilt for outgrowing who they needed you to be. You didn't betray them. You returned to yourself. You are the siren, the star, and the storm breaker. The one who's been watched in silence because you became untouchable. If this resonated with you on a soul level, and you know there's more Spirit is trying to show you, The link for your personal reading is in the description. I'll meet you exactly where you are. Pile 1, that's your message. Own it, feel it, walk like it's already yours. I am sending you lots of love and good energy. Hey, Clarity family, welcome to your reading. They are watching in silence while you become untouchable. And this is pile 2. You already know how we do it over here. This is a sugar-free zone, baby. All clarity detected here. All right, so let's talk about it, pile 2. Your energy pulled you here to the tangerine glass crystal and the moon card. And let me tell you something right now. This is heavy sacral energy. This is emotional heat, unprocessed desire, and psychic tension so thick you could cut it with a blade. Okay, now that tangerine glass crystal is no joke. It holds the vibration of emotional intimacy, creative fire, sacral awakening, and sometimes emotional chaos when things get too real, right? So now combine that with the moon card. Baby, we're talking secrets and shadows, and somebody's losing sleep over you, right? So let's be clear. This person is still emotionally tied to you, whether they admit it or not. They might be acting cold, distant, moved on, but their energy is loud and messy. Why? Because the moon rules the subconscious. It rules hidden motives. It rules dreams. And you are showing up in theirs. Okay? So Spirit is showing me that this person is feeling every inch of your detachment. They're not just watching you glow up. They're haunted by how quietly you reclaim your power. And what's wild is they don't even know how to approach you now because you are radiating this untouchable, healed, divine energy. And they're over there stuck in emotional rewind. This connection, it's pulling at your intuition too. You might feel emotional out of nowhere, okay? And you might have ways of deja vu or randomly feel like, someone's pulling on your energy. That's not in your head. That's the moon stirring the pot. But you're not crazy. No, you're not crazy. You're connected. Your spirit knows something is unresolved. And spirit is guiding you to look deeper, not to go back, but to release the emotional residue once and for all. All right, so let's keep going. Let's pull your next card and see what's rising from the shadows and what this person is afraid to admit even to themselves. And stay to the very end because I'll summarize your energetic frequency here based on your energy that comes through. And trust me, the last word will hit different. All right, so let's go ahead and pull your next card. Thank you, Spirit. And tap into this message even deeper. What's the energy as it does relate? What is coming through? You have the dead end. So Spirit is like, this is like talking to a doorknob when it comes to this person. The dead end card has come through. Thank you, Spirit. We're going to pull the next card and then we'll read them together. Right? You got Gemini, the butterfly, honey. Of course, every zodiac sign has high and low vibrational frequencies. But you got Gemini here, and I'm going to tell you what I'm picking up. But first, we're going to start here with the dead end, and then we'll move into the Gemini energy. Someone definitely could have Gemini in their top placements. The sun, moon, or rising sign, the 7th house of relationships, or even the planet Venus could be showing up here with Gemini. Okay, so I'm going to keep it all the way real. This is like talking to a doorknob. You pour your truth into this connection, and it's like it just hits a wall, okay? You open your heart and they give you a blank stare, vague texts, and emotional detours. Spirit is saying this person emotionally shuts down when things get too real. And baby, you are the embodiment of real. So what do? Freeze, deflect, detach, or ghost. This isn't a new behavior. It's a pattern, okay? Because dead end energy shows up when someone refuses to evolve past their fear of intimacy. Okay. They think they want closeness, but the moment it requires accountability or emotional honesty, they check out. And here's the kicker. It's not even personal. This is someone who's been emotionally blocked long before you got here. You just activated a truth that they've been running from. But then Gemini, the butterfly, shows up right after. So now we're getting even deeper into their psyche. Let's go there. Okay. Gemini energy, like every sign, I said it, and I'm going to repeat it, has high and low expressions. The high vibe Gemini, communicative, curious, adaptable, and open. The shadow Gemini, inconsistent, emotionally evasive, addicted to distraction. And so what I'm picking up here is this. This person doesn't stay stuck. They flit around it, okay? Instead of healing, they hop. Hop to new people, new distractions, new projects, because stillness forces them to feel. And they are terrified of what's buried under the silence. You, on the other hand, you felt it. You sat in it. You were willing to walk through the fire of emotional clarity. But this person, they talk like they're deep, but when the moment of truth hits, they shrink into surface level habits. They're the butterfly stuck in a loop, okay? Constantly transforming, but never landing. And that's why this connection feels like spiritual whiplash. One minute you feel them pulling you in, the next they've got you evaporated. Why? Because the dead end is inside them. And until they face that, you'll always be chasing shadows. All right, so let's go ahead and pull your next card and read these energies together, because Spirit is about to reveal what you're meant to reclaim now. And you will finally stop chasing potential. And remember, stay to the very end, because I'll summarize your total energetic frequency based on this energy combo. And if this message is ringing all kinds of psychic bells for you, book your personal reading using the link in the description, and I'll meet you in exact truth. Thank you, Spirit. What is the energy as it does relate? What is coming through? And you have just a few more cards to go before that total energetic summary. All right. What is the energy? Others' opinions. I feel bound by my culture and my family's beliefs on how I should live my life. I'm working towards breaking free from limiting myself based on their beliefs. So it's a person that definitely craves attention, craves admiration. Baby, I'm picking up some borderline NPD, narcissistic personality disorder here. Thank you, Spirit, for that verification. Listen. Okay. This person, they don't just carry emotional confusion, they're carrying generations of programming. because they weren't taught to choose love based on soul connection. They were taught to follow rules, perform a role, and keep up appearances, even if it meant lying to themselves in the process. And here's the twist: they crave admiration, they crave validation, but it's not rooted in truth, it's rooted in survival. This is someone who wants to be loved without having to reveal their shadow. They want to be adored, but only for the version of themselves they can control. And when that admiration isn't given on demand, they spiral or punish or withdraw. Baby, I'm going to just say it like I just said it. I'm picking up heavy borderline narcissistic traits here. Not because they're evil, but because they were never taught to feel safe being emotionally vulnerable. So, what do they do instead? What they do instead? They chase image. They mimic depth. They attract people like you, people who feel deeply, love deeply, heal deeply, and then get overwhelmed by that mirror. Because your love doesn't just let them hide. Your intuition pierces their mask. And instead of rising to meet you in truth, they retreat back to the expectations they were raised on. But that's not your burden. Let me say that again. Their ancestral programming, their need for attention, their spiritual avoidance, that's not your job to fix. You showed up in authenticity. They showed up in performance. And now they're feeling the weight of pretending. You are the moon. They are the illusion. Let's keep going. Okay, because we got just a few more cards to go before I summarize your full energetic frequency. And the final word, that final word, honey, is going to seal this whole message in gold. All right, so let's go ahead and get it. Thank you, Spirit. What is the energy as it does relate? What do we have coming through? You got child divine. I'm picking up an inability to defend oneself against negative forces. Thank you, Spirit. I feel like you are able to naturally align with the inner child within yourself. You do radiate this innocence of purity and redemption. And this really suggests that you have a special connection with the divine. Pile 2. But this person, let me just say it. All right, let me pick up the card. Let me hold it. Okay. Here's what I'm picking up. I'm going to start with this. There's this beautiful, radiant part of you, Pile 2, that knows how to align with your inner child, not in a wounded way, but in a sacred way. You carry light, you carry softness, you carry redemption. Even after everything you've survived, even after people misunderstood, used, or dismissed you, you still chose love. You still chose joy. You still chose truth. And that is why this person can't stop thinking about you. Because when they look at you, whether they admit it or not, they see everything they couldn't protect in themselves. And here is where it really gets real. Here's where it gets real. I'm picking up that this person has an inability to defend themselves against negative forces, whether that's their own toxic thoughts, generational trauma, or even spiritual energy that they've invited in through low vibe behavior. And when someone like you walks into their life, someone who radiates innocent without weakness, who walks in love but also commands boundaries, they don't know what to do with that. So instead of honoring the connection, what do? They sabotage, they resist, they run. Because your energy is pure and theirs is clouded. And purity reveals what the shadow tries to hide. Let's make this clear. You didn't do too much. You weren't too emotional. You weren't too deep. You were divine. And that scared the heck out of someone who's still ruled by ego, fear, and approval addiction. Pile 2, your child divine essence is your protection. It's your power, and it's the very thing that's lifting you out of their chaos. They are watching in silence. Remember, because they know you're becoming untouchable. All right. Now, we are almost there. You have 2 cards to go before we summarize your total energetic frequency. So let's go ahead and pull your next card and get what is coming through. Thank you, Spirit. You actually have 3 cards to go. All right. Thank you, Spirit. What is the energy as it does relate? You have the Blue Avians, Avians, and this card is from the Mystic Martian Oracle deck. This is the energy of philosophy, releasing karma and mysticism. Now, I'm going to tell you what I'm picking up. Okay, so we're in cosmic territory, y'all. All right. This is the intergalactic wisdom. This is philosophy, right? This is releasing karma. And let me tell you right now, you have been doing spiritual cleanup on aisle every damn thing, okay? Every damn thing. So here's what I'm picking up. You're not just healing from this connection, you're releasing ancestral karma. You have been carrying weight that wasn't even yours. You have been breaking cycles, shifting timelines, and elevating your frequencies, not just for yourself, but for generations. Okay, so and while they are over there spiraling in silence, they're still trying to figure out how to manage a real connection. You're getting downloads. You're ascending. You're becoming your own oracle. This card confirms it. Spirit has been guiding you to step into your higher knowing, even if you felt abandoned or misunderstood. You're not crazy for outgrowing them. You're not cruel for walking away. You're not too much for choosing peace. You are tuned into a higher rhythm. And this person, they feel it. That's why they're watching from the sidelines. They might not have the words for it, but energetically, they know your soul moved on before your body ever did. The Blue Avian showed up when you are being supported by your galactic team, okay? When Spirit is saying, keep going. You've already cleared the karma. You don't need to repeat the lesson. Woo. Okay, love. All right. Let's go ahead and pull your next 2 cards, and then we'll summarize this total energetic frequency. Right. So what is the energy as it does relate? What do we have coming through? You got the Star card. That's interesting. The star and the moon. Wow. And with that message of you having that guiding light from spirit, this person is hoping for a miracle to connect with you again. But I'm going to tell you something even deeper than that with the star and the moon showing up. Listen, so this is a raw, unfiltered download, y'all. This is major because the moon, let me just sit this card here. The moon is the hidden, the emotional, the unseen, the subconscious. And the star, that's divine hope, that's spiritual destiny, that's cosmic healing. So let me tell you what I'm picking up. This person is being spiritually pulled towards you like a magnet, but they are too lost in their shadow to reach the light. Now with the star card, Spirit is literally saying, you are the miracle. You are the answered prayer. You are the sign that they were waiting for, but weren't ready to receive. They feel it though. Oh baby, they feel it. They may not say it. They may not even be able to look you in the eye right now. But your presence, your glow, your evolution, it triggers every dormant dream inside of them. And here's the deeper layer. When the star and the moon show up together, that's a psychic axis. It means that you are receiving spiritual guidance to close out a karmic chapter, while someone else is being asked to confront their own emotional darkness. But instead of rising with you, they hid, they watched, they resisted. And now Spirit is guiding you forward while they sit with regret. But this is where your light meets legacy. Okay? You don't chase. You don't wait. You rise. Let's go ahead and pull your final card before I give you that full energetic summary. And Clarity family, if this message has been hitting exactly where it needs to be, book your personal reading using the link in the description because Spirit's got more for you. Even if it's about your career or your finances or your future energy. I got you. Let's go ahead. Let's pull your final message. Thank you, Spirit. All right, so what is the energy as it does relate? What is coming through? You got girl talk. Time with friends, moving on, happily single, living in the moment, and having fun. And guess what is on this person's mind like a stack of condominiums? This girl talk energy, honey. As they think about you, they cannot bear the thought of you letting go and having fun. But guess what? They cannot stop what is divinely ordained. What is divinely ordained. And yes, I repeat myself. Thank you, Spirit. Girl, you better slay. Okay? Because you got girl talk. And well, this is just ain't a cute vibe. This is a confirmation because this card is all about time with friends, moving on, happily single, living in the moment and having fun. Now, let me tell you what I'm picking up. No chaser. We're going to drink it straight. No chaser. Okay, so while you're out here finally laughing again, finally letting your hair down, and finally not waking up with anxiety or overthinking someone who couldn't meet you emotionally, They are sitting with the image of you letting them go like a stack of condominiums collapsing one floor at a time. And of course, with no people in it. This is a new building that has not yet been occupied. So that's how it feels to them. It's like the foundation cracked the moment you chose peace. It's like you're the one who always caught them, and now you're catching flights and higher vibrations instead. Can I say it again for the ones in the back? Honey, you are catching flights and higher vibrations instead. And here's what's got them shook. You're not pretending to be happy. You are happy. You're not getting over it. You already did. You're not angry. You're aligned. And baby, they can't stand it. Because the moment you release them, divine timing rushed in. Your energy shifted. The karma broke. And Spirit said, now it's her time. Let me be real with you. They feel it. They feel your joy. They feel your peace. They feel the moment you stop checking your phone. They feel the moment your laughter got real again. And guess what? They can't stop what's divinely ordained. No, they can't block what's already yours. They can't mimic what only you can carry. Because your star energy, your moon power, your tangerine glass joy, and that divine child soul, okay, is too high frequency to be tied to anyone who won't rise with it. Now, let's go ahead and summarize your total energetic frequency pile 2, because this one's about to hit deep. All right? I'm going to seal it for you. Okay. All right, let's see here. Give me one moment. Okay. All right. Listen. You came into this reading carrying the frequency of the moon. Okay. That sacred, intuitive, emotionally depth that most people only dream of touching. And baby, not only did you touch it, you mastered it. That tangerine glass crystal, that's your creative joy, your radiance, your inner fire, the you that knows how to rise even after emotional destruction. The you that dances in your own glow. The you that feels everything but doesn't beg anyone to hold it. Now, here's what we know. You were entangled with someone who lives in illusion, emotionally bound by family rules, cultural guilt, and generational shadows they refuse to face. They want admiration but can't handle intimacy. And they crave connection but sabotage love. They're watching in silence because your light exposed their shadow. But you have been doing the work, breaking the karmic cycles, healing your inner child, channeling divine downloads from Galactic Team, your Galactic Team. The Blue Avians ain't random, love. Okay, they're not random. You're not just moving on, you're ascending. And the star plus the moon, this combo, that's cosmic confirmation that you are walking in your divine destiny, while someone else is sitting in regret, realizing too late that they lost the one who would have loved them into their highest self. And this reading ends with girl talk because Spirit said, let her know she's already free. Free to laugh, free to love, free to live in her softness, strength, and sovereignty. And listen to me when I say this. They cannot stop what is divinely ordained. They cannot access what is no longer available. And they cannot mimic what is God given. You are the frequency now. You are the blueprint. You are the lesson they never thought that they'd have to learn until you walked away in silence and never looked back. If this entire reading felt like it was channeled just for you, that's because it was. Your soul called this clarity in. And if you're ready to go even deeper, click the link in the description and book your personal reading, and let's uncover your next chapter together. You've already done the hardest part. You let go. Now, let the joy flood in. Pile 2. This does complete your reading. Your next chapter, honey, your peace, your power, your pleasure. Baby, it's already on the way. I am sending you lots of love and good energy. Hey, Clarity family, welcome to your reading. Honey, they are watching you in silence, but listen, you already moved on without warning. All right, so y'all know how we do it over here. We ain't sugarcoating the damn thing. This is a clarity zone, baby. And Spirit did not come to play with this one. Pile 3, your energy drew you here to the yellow glass crystal and the Justice card. And let me tell you right now, that's not a coincidence. That's divine order. Because just like the Justice card, your life right now is balancing. And every single action, yours and theirs, is being weighed. Spirit is watching. Karmic receipts are being printed. Okay? This person, they're scared. Scared that the scales are tipping in your favor. Scared that what they tried to bury is being exposed. Scared that the universe might just be letting you serve the very justice they tried to dodge. But guess what? You don't have to serve it. You don't have to stoop. You don't have to explain because you already know that's not your job. It never was. Your job was to keep your heart pure, to walk in truth, to love from a place of soul, not ego. And now that you have done that, Spirit is stepping in. Let me say this loud for the ones in the back. This person is watching you walk away. Not out of bitterness, but out of balance. Because staying in that dynamic, it would have been a betrayal to your own self-worth. And baby, you have come too far for that. Come too far for that. Now, don't go anywhere, okay? Because we're about to pour your next card and get even deeper into what's unfolding behind the scenes. And trust me, you're going to want to stay until the end of your total energetic frequency here. It's going to confirm everything you already felt in your gut. And if this already sounds like your life in real time, book your personal reading using the link in the description, okay? Because spirits, honey, got something specific to show you. All right, pile 3. So let's go ahead and pull your next card and see where this karmic energy is headed. Thank you, Spirit. All right, let's see what's coming through. You have the Kairos, K-A-I-R-O-S. Honey, let me spell it again. K-A-I-R-O-S. And this card is from the Wild Unknown Archetypes Oracle. But I'm going to go ahead and pull another card and then we'll read it together. You have the 3rd house in perception, which is perception. This is the 3rd house in an astrological birth chart. the third house. Okay. It represents social media, dating. So this person definitely could be spying on you via social media. It represents sociability. And the third house also rules over Gemini. It's the house of communication. Okay. It's also about that street life. So if you or even this person know about that street life, this is a message coming through. But we're going to go ahead and start here with the Kairos energy. And I'm going to tell you what I'm picking up. I love this spelling. I don't know why. Kairos. What is it about this? But let's talk about it. And then we'll move into the third house of perception. Okay. Girl. It's about to get real. Kairos is not just about time. It's about the right time, which is probably why I love it. It's that moment when the universe says, now you're ready. They're not. So while you're over here lining up with divine order, inner balance, and cosmic upgrades, someone else is stuck, obsessing over what could have been if they had just matched your frequency in time. But here's the tea. They didn't. And that's the Kairos moment. It passed. Okay. Now let's layer this with what else. Let's layer this with what else came through. Okay. Because you also got the third house, which is the house of perception. And baby, let me tell you what this means. They are watching hard. The third house rules communication, social media, street smarts, casual connections, Gemini energy, quick, curious, a little sneaky. So yeah, this person is absolutely watching you from a distance, probably through a burner account, checking who's commenting, what you're posting, wondering who that laugh is for. And every picture you post, every update you make, it's a trigger. Because from their perception, you moved on too fast. You glowed up too easy. You forgot them too effortlessly. But that's the thing. They never saw the years you carried them silently. They never saw the karmic weight you broke behind the scenes. They only see what's public, never what it cost. And now they are realizing your glow up wasn't revenge. It was release. So let's be clear. You're aligned with Kairos. They're stuck in Cronus, which is linear time, repetition, and delay. And no matter how much they spy and scroll and accidentally bump into your page, they can't undo the fact that your timing was divine and they weren't ready when it mattered. And if you don't have social media, they're spying in other ways, through like flying monkeys, people who know the both of you, or they're energetically spying. They can't undo the fact that your timing was divine and they weren't ready when it mattered. Now stay tuned, love, because we're not done yet. We still got a few cards to go before I summarize your total energetic frequency. And if this is screaming your life, book your personal reading using the link in the description. Spirit's waiting for you. All right, so let's go ahead and pull your next card. Thank you, Spirit. What is the energy as it does relate? All right, you got nervous. This person says, you make me nervous. Even just thinking about you, I get nervous. I'm not sure what to say or how to act around you. Mm-hmm. Makes sense, right? Makes a whole lot of sense. Um, of course they're nervous. Of course they don't know how to act. You are walking, breathing karmic closure and divine elevation. And baby, that energy makes people stutter. Okay. This person is shaking in their spiritual boots. They said, honey, you make me nervous. Even just thinking about you, I get nervous. And I'm not sure what to say or how to act around you. Well, that makes perfect sense. You are sitting in your power, your balance, your justice. And they're still trying to figure out how to navigate their own shadows without slipping back into old patterns. Okay? Because you trigger something in them because you reflect what they refuse to become. Let me say that again for the ones scrolling while listening. You reflect what they refuse to become. See, it's not just your presence, it's what your presence represents. Your clarity, your truth, you're what they pretended they didn't need until they lost it. And now they are on edge, nervous, tongue-tied, unprepared. Why? Because they don't have the tools to meet you where you are now. Spirit has shifted your entire vibration, and they're still trying to remember the version of you who needed their attention to feel validated. Plot twist. You don't. You're validated by your own purpose, not their presence. And that is the exact reason why their hands get sweaty just thinking about trying to reach you. You are what they prayed for, but not what they prepared for. Woo! Let's keep going. Only a couple more cards before we summarize your total energetic frequency for pile 3. All right, so let's do it. Thank you, Spirit. All right, so what is the energy as it does relate? What is coming through? Child wounded. Blames all dysfunctional relationships on childhood wounds and resist moving on through forgiveness. Does this sound like it could be your person? Well, let's get deep into it. All right. Thank you, Spirit. Yeah. This is the root chakra. This is inner child bleeding into adult connection. But let's break it all the way down. Raw and real. Okay? And immediately I gotta say, this sounds just like your person based on the energy coming through. But let's read that again, okay? Blames all dysfunctional relationships on childhood wounds and resists moving through forgiveness. Now listen, we all carry wounds from childhood. That's part of the human journey. But what I'm picking up here is that this person has made their pain a personality. They don't just have a wound, they have built a whole relational blueprint around it, which means that they self-sabotage before intimacy gets real. And they shut down when they feel seen. They play victim instead of taking accountability. They punish people for not healing what they won't even touch themselves. And you triggered the healing that they keep running from. Because your energy, especially paired with the Justice card, brings order to chaos. You don't enable, you expose. You don't baby dysfunction, you call it out. And that's why this person blamed you. Because you refuse to be another bandage on their unhealed soul. Let's keep it 100. They feel abandoned, but they abandoned themselves first. They wanted unconditional love, but didn't know how to give it without manipulation or fear. And here's the twist. You didn't leave them, right? You didn't leave to hurt them. You left to protect your peace. Because baby, staying with someone who won't forgive their past, it means you'll never have a future together. Now, pile 3, this energy is building towards something powerful. And just a couple of more cards to go, okay? And then we'll summarize your total energetic frequency. All right, so let's go ahead and do it. Thank you, Spirit. What is the energy as it does relate? What is coming through? You actually have 3 more cards to go. This one and 2 more. So let's see. Thank you, Spirit. All right, so you have the Pleiadians. This is unconditional love, excitement, and laughter. And the Pleiadians card is from the Mystic Martian Oracle deck. This is how they see you. Sometimes you will love and overlook toxic patterns. You'll love so deep. But it's okay. That's how you learn to love yourself. But they recognize that excitement and the laughter that you bring. And guess what? They miss it. So, let me tell you what this really means. You were not just the one that got away. You were the one who brought light to the darkness, to the darkest corners of their life. Your love was cosmic, healing, soul level. It's the kind of love that made them laugh when they didn't know how to smile. The kind of love that wrapped around their wounds and said, you're still worthy. But sometimes when you love that deep, you overlook the red flags. You confuse potential for consistency. You stay too long trying to heal someone who hasn't even admitted they're hurting. And that's okay. Because Spirit wants you to know that's how you learned to love yourself. That's how you found your worth. By losing yourself in someone who never truly saw the value. Let's not sugarcoat it. They miss the joy. They miss the inside jokes. They miss the energy shift when you walk in the room. They miss the love you gave without needing anything in return. And now that you have pulled back your energy, now that you realigned with your Kairos moment, your Justice card, and your own clarity, they realize something they never expected. They can't recreate the magic with anyone else because it didn't come from the outside. It came from you. And baby, they don't know how to laugh the same anymore. Woo. We are almost at the close. And it's just one more card before I summarize your total energetic frequency for pile 3. Based on your yellow glass crystal and that karmic justice. So don't go anywhere. All right. And if you know, Spirit just laid your story out on the table. Book your personal reading using the link in the description. And let's dive into what's coming next for you. Whether it's your career, your finances, or even a new love, I'm here. So let's pull your next card. Thank you, Spirit. What is the energy as it does relate? What is coming through? All right, you got the Page of Wands. Which is interesting, why I had to take a pause. So this is communication energy. It's also fire, so it's Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries resonance. And this energy, of course, could be in the top placements of your birth chart or theirs. But let me just say this. They are not built for the fire you walk in. Okay, pile 3, and I'm going to give you the real tea. Because what you're dealing with here is someone who wants to reach out, wants to reignite, and wants to test the water again. But here's the truth. They're coming through as a page, not a king, not even a knight, a page, which means that this person is still in exploration mode, still inconsistent, still trying to figure out their direction. And they think they can come back into your life on a "hey stranger" text and spark something. Nah, baby. Not when you've been sitting in justice. Not when your clarity's sharp and your energy's expansive. Now here's the catch. The Page of Wands also represents new beginnings, creativity, passion, and the desire to pursue what lights you up. So Spirit is saying, this isn't just about them, it's about you. This is your cue to follow your fire, protect your spark, channel your passion into what's next for you, and not what tried to return from the past. Because if they're showing up as a page while you're walking like a high priestess in alignment, that ain't balance. That's a test. Now, let's seal the energy. Pile 3, we're going to go ahead and pull your final card before we summarize this total energetic frequency. Let's do it. Let's get your last card in here. And you got kisses, unconditional loving, giving and receiving affection, and falling in love. And I find this to be a powerful synchronicity, especially with the Pleiadian energy coming out, representing unconditional love. Baby, you are a lover by nature. The planet Venus must be top in your chart. And that planet Venus rules over Taurus and Libra. So Libra could either be in the top placements of your birth chart or theirs. But baby, you are a lover. But I'm also sensing like a new romantic partnership as well coming through for you. But let me just say this. This ties everything together. This is the chef's kiss. Okay. Baby, you are love. You carry the vibration of devotion and tenderness and real affection. You don't do halfway. You don't do surface level. You love like it's your language. And guess what? That energy is sacred. I'm picking up strong Venus placements in your chart. I really am. Possibly Taurus or Libra vibes, okay? And let me tell you why that matters. Now, we all have this energy in our charts, but I'm just thinking this could be in either your sun, moon, or rising, your 7th house of relationships, or in your planet Venus, okay? Could also be in your 5th house with romantic partnerships. But Venus energy is soft but powerful, feminine but firm, unshakable in grace but clear on boundaries. That's you. You gave love freely, but now Spirit is saying you're about to receive it back. Because this isn't just about the past anymore. This is a new romantic partnership coming in. And this one, it feels equal, it feels gentle, it feels safe. This new person, they see you the way your past never could, as a rare frequency, not just a vibe. They're going to give without taking, cherish without caging, and love without delay. So while someone's out here nervous, wounded, watching, and spiraling in regret, you're about to be kissed by destiny. All right. So let's go ahead and wrap this up clarity style. Your total energetic frequency here for pile 3 is this. You're drawn here to the yellow glass crystal and the justice card. You are walking clarity. Your energy is balanced, protected, and divine. And this entire reading revealed that someone from your past is watching you from the shadows, regretting how they mishandled your life, and struggling with childhood wounds and karmic accountability. This person is feeling spiritually pulled, but emotionally unequipped. Meanwhile, you have Kairos energy, divine timing, inner child healing, passion, the Page of Wands, and 2 confirmations of unconditional love with the Pleiadians plus kisses. So this is Spirit's confirmation that your energy isn't just magnetic, it's sacred. And your heart is being prepared for someone who knows how to treat it like a treasure. Justice has been served, your karmic slate is clean, and your new love, it's on its way. If this hit home, book your personal reading using the link in the description and let Spirit take you even deeper. Reading complete, pile 3. Clarity out. Let's go. I'm sending you lots of love and good energy.